On the draw, the puck comes back to Nylander. He scores! William Nylander fires it, and the Leafs open the 25-26 season on home ice with a goal. Still bouncing around, and Riley couldn't reach it. Lorentz picks it up. So Riley trying to get his season going, and Canucks has tied it. Now Michelli got Nyes on a break. Matthew Nyes headbutts and goal. Makes the stop. In front, Riley scores! Off the draw, won by Tavares. Sent to the line, booted by Dobson. Nylander ahead, rolling wide of the net. Matthews scores! Suzuki tied up by Tavares. Lorentz spins it across, an empty net. And William Nylander's got his first of the season. Steven Lorentz taking the draw for Toronto in the Detroit zone. Lorentz after the puck, along the boards, back to 10, and in front, loose puck, scores! And the Leafs strike first!
Kind of plays defensively that will go over well with Craig Berube.
Steven Lorentz not on the Leaf bench. William Nylander gets an extra shift, scores! Tipped in front, looks like Nick Waugh. But the Leafs have a 2-goal lead.
Got to be careful here, 4-on-4. And 3 Leafs break in. Here's Domi. Domi, high slot shot, scores. It squeaks through. A piece of it by Talbot, but not enough of it. And we're tied at 3 in the third.
McCabe will send it in. Matthews will see it now, move it slightly. Copper for Detroit in a tough area. McMahon now goes to work. He'll kick it to his stick. Bobby McMahon out in front. And they score! Matthew Nyes with the tap in. Set up beautifully by Bobby McMahon. And Toronto's on the board. Along the boards, it's cut off by Nyes. Nyes will take it deeper out of the corner. Sandin, Pelican, Henry, Krug scores! Callahan Krug was in the right place at the right time, and this game is tied.
And Joshua flips it back down to the Nashville zone. Go to Joshua. Back for McCabe with a long shot, scores! Jake McCabe through the traffic on the Leafs. Take a 1-0 lead. Up for Nylander. And Nylander moves in with Tavares. The drop pass, Ekman Larsson feeds it back in front, they score!
That's Ekman Larsson's.
Slides it back down to Michelli, widening it. Back for Nylander. Centers Ekman Larsson. Nylander shoots. Rebound, score! Tavares gets a stick on it, and the Leafs are back on top, 3-2. Ekman Larsson gathers up the loose puck. Up ahead for Robertson. For McMahon busting in. Shoots. Rebound, score! McMahon slides it home on the second try, and the Leafs lead 4-2.
Now tries to drive it over. A little bit out of the reach, and now a 2-on-1 back. It's Matthews. Across for Nyes. Back to Matthews, score!
Isn't happy, but Nyes has the puck. Banks it across to Tavares. Throws that towards the goal. Glove down. Score! Matthews on the feed from Tavares. And it's 6-3.
Another shot goes wide. None of that got through. And it's picked up again by Nyes. Nylander, wide open net, score!
They send the top unit back out. 15 seconds remaining on the penalty. As Nylander moves in, shoots, score!
Now Matthew Knies is going to be right on top. Panarin moves it back across the Zibanejad, fan on the shot, picked up by Riley. He's away with Nylander and Matthews. Austin Matthews, William Nylander, 2-on-1. Nylander works in, back in front, they score! Austin Matthews, overtime winner! Leafs take it 2-1.
As you mentioned, did a lot with Easton Cowan in the last game.
And the last shift with the Matthews line, they didn't get out of their own zone. They're into the Seattle zone now. Riley scores! We'll see another Sun Devil next week, Josh Doan. And the Buffalo Sabres will provide back-to-backs. There's a shot, scores! What a rifle from John Tavares! And the game tied again! 160% of the face-offs through 2 periods of play as Tavares digs in, clean win. Nylander put it right on, rebound, scores! John Tavares has his 500th point as a Leaf.
Back around, Riley holds the line for Toronto. Back to Ekman-Larsson. Feeds that down to Nylander. Ekman-Larsson, long shot. Lots of traffic, they score! Poked home by John Tavares. Creeping closer to 500. And the Leafs take a 1-0 lead. Late pass for Nylander, busting in. Nylander moves it across, Machelli scores! Matias Machelli with his first as a Leaf, and Toronto's back within 1.
There's a centering pass by Byram, knocked away, and Nylander gets the long pass, he's in, breakaway, scores! Return fire! 23 seconds later, the game tied. Around for Tavares. Back up top, Ekman-Larsson. John Tavares, here's a shot, scores! Austin Matthews, that looks familiar, and the Leafs have tied it. Leafs trying to get it back, and it's Nick Waugh who does. Here's Waugh turning, Joshua in front, loose puck, scores! Dakota Joshua has his first as a Leaf. Knies will swing it around behind the net. There's Matthews trying to come out in front. Watched by Byram. Easton Cowan up with a Robertson. Scores! Nick Robertson from Easton Cowan. And the Leafs have tied it. Up ahead, Tavares. In comes Knies at a close call in the opening period. Tavares downhill in front, scores! Machelli! And the Leafs have their first lead of the night. Jake McCabe. Back to Joshua over the line. Here's Dakota Joshua in, scores! And the pass broken up. Power overskates the puck as he had a clear break. Now the other way. It's a breakaway. John Tavares scores! 4:99. It's a game winner. They got 2.
In comes Lorenz for Domi. Walking, he shoots, scores! Max Domi with a rocket, and the game is tied at 1. Now Backlund has pocket picked by Nylander. Nice, he scores! Nylander the steal, Nice the finish, and the game is tied at 2. Off the draw, here's Anderson. That clearing attempt knocked down by Matthews. Walks it in, shoots, won't save, rebound, loose it, but Tavares at the side of the goal. Now Matthews pokes it back in front, rebound, score! Matthew Knies pokes it in. It's a power play goal. The Leafs lead 3-2. McCabe bumped that head for Domi, can't get a shot away. Now Weegar can't poke it out. Tavares finds Knies. Domi in, shoots, scores! Max Domi's got 2, and the Leafs have the lead right back.
Columbus a -3 in the second period as Lorentz looks in front. Here's McCabe. Stopped by Merzlikins. Rebound. Scores. Puck batted in. And is it Sammy Blais at his first as a Maple Leaf?
I think the officials want to get out of this one, too. In a tight game, that's probably a penalty, isn't it?
There's a chance for Knies in front, and John Tavares has scored his 500th, the 49th player in NHL history to reach 500 goals. Is a tremendous accomplishment in this league. Here's Nick Robertson with a step, dashing in, and Robertson scores. So a late flurry here, and Robertson now with 5 in 5. He's on an 11-game point streak against Philadelphia. Shot. Riley. That shot cuts down Forster. Forster shaking up on the play. That'll leave a mark, and Matthews scores. Austin Matthews has tied it, and now it's a 12-game point streak head-to-head against Philadelphia.
Yeah, maybe more notably is just the way that this one goes in.
And a change direction. Turned aside by Vladar. Michelli retrieved. Back to Tanev and McCabe. Here's a shot. Scores! From the point, it gets through. And Jake McCabe gives Toronto its first lead of the night. That pass broken up in front. And they'll work it out. Leafs almost at a 2-on-1. It's Knies with Robertson. 2-on-2. Scores! Nick Robertson with another beauty. And the Leafs have a 3-1 lead. 39 apiece. And here's Tavares. Swinging across. Cowan scores! There it is! His first NHL goal! Easton Cowan is on the board. Slid past the side of the net. Michkov checked. And it's an empty net for Calle Jarnkrok. Got to the red line, and Heel fired home to ice this one for Toronto. 5-2 as Jarnkrok has his 4th of the year.
I asked him and I picked his brain out. I mean, things I had no idea about, only the greats do.
Here comes Matthews. He scores! Austin Matthews! With his 7th goal of the season. And Toronto gets an early lifeline in this 3rd period. He'll reset the play. Ekman Larsson looking for his tip. Here's Riley chopping one. In front, Nylander. Backhands it. He scores! Welcome back to the lineup. It's gone in this 3rd period. Toronto down by 1. Ekman Larsson through a screen. Nylander looking for the tip out in front. Matthews powers out in front. All the way back. Ekman Larsson. Nylander. He scores! Both coaches have had pockets of time tonight when they've had to do it. Search for answers. Robertson powers out, gets to it. What a save! The rebound! In the right place at the right time. And don't look now, but Toronto is climbing the mountain. They're on top.
Working at center, Tavares got position on Sivachev. Here's Tavares. Penalty pending. Loose puck in front. Nylander scores! He's got another. And the Leafs have tied it.
Mammoth D running around a little bit, keep that pressure on, force them to maybe get hemmed in, and now you got some fresh bodies out there.
Here's a chance. Matthews scores! What a blast on a setup by Michelli. Ekman Larsson will get it in. Bobby McMahon on that right flank. Robertson in support. It came out in front. Scores! John Tavares! 5-0-1.
That, try to get a hold of it.
Joshua sent that in just a stride too far for Michelli. Here's Joshua again. Out in front. Michelli scores! Matthias Michelli! And that will feel good for the forward. To Keller. The overtime hero last night for Cooley. An outlet for Nylander. Up ahead, Knies. Matthews with them. And Knies will score! Robertson into the corner for Max Domi. Nick Waugh, the other member of the power play. In front, scores! It's a power play goal for Nick Robertson. Changing was Joshua, nobody in front. And that's sent wide of the net. Jake McCabe comes out to make sure there's two defensemen. And a chance at front, scores! Matthias Quicelli, and the Leafs draw even. Comes back to Nylander. Rink wide Matthews. Midpoint, and now in front, scores! John Tavares! Power play goal!
Leafs won 2 of 3 last year from Carolina. Won the last 2 meetings. It's nice. Centers for Nylander. In alone. Nylander scores! Nice finds Nylander. He buries it to make it 1-0 Leafs. Up for Robertson. He finds Tavares. Out with McMahon. And John Tavares works in. Got a shot away. Bussy save. Rebound. Robertson turned away. McMahon pins it back across. They score! John Tavares on the rebound. And the Leafs have tied the game at 2. For Riley. Matthews posted up on the right side. That pass didn't get to him. Now does. Matthews. Tavares. Back across. Nylander shoots, scores! Nylander strikes again. The Leafs have a 3-2 lead.
Off the ice.
Yes. Centering pass, Nye. Knocks that back to McCabe. Matthews scores on the feet from McCabe, and the Leafs lead by 2. Matthews and sent back down the ice. And Swayman back to play it. McAvoy stripped. And now runs for the chance, scores! Steven Lorentz with a steal and the short-handed goal. They've stolen the power play. Domi slides that back down, backhand shot, score! Bobby McMahon gets the Leafs on the board with a power play goal. And it's 4-2. Nick Robertson pulls it free. Slides that back to Ekman Larson with a shot. Scores! It got through. Ekman Larson sneaks it home, and the Leafs are back within 1.
599 career road points. And check here by McMahon. He's got a break. Bobby McMahon's in and scores! As he's trying to recover, here's Tavares in front. Ekman Larson sends it wide. Got his own rebound. In front, scores! John Tavares from Ekman Larson. 2-0 Toronto. Fires that. It hit a stick, bounces in behind the net. Leafs were held to 8 shots through 2 periods against Pittsburgh. In front of the net, scores! John Tavares from William Nylander. And the Leafs regain the lead. Crevier gave it away. Robertson there. Here's Robertson. Tavares sweeping it in front. Loose puck. Scores! The Leafs tie it. William Nylander cashing. Or is it Robertson? The Chicago defenders, as that got by Tavares. Kept alive by Nylander. Nice play. Ekman Larson in front. Morgan Riley scores! And the Leafs take the lead as they hem in the Hawks for an extended time.
1 shot leaves in that power play. Remains 1-0 St. Louis. Blues won 5-1 here last year. 4-1 at 4-2 at home as McCabe shoots, scores! Jake McCabe with a long point shot snaps it home, and the Leafs have tied the game at 1.
He has been good in this game, Gord.
Played 3 years at Quinnipiac. Leafs signed him in 2024. Blaze hits it rink wide. Lorentz shoots, scores! Steven Lorentz! And Toronto's 4th line gives them the lead.
And the Blues get 3 around Jonathan Tavares. And then Tavares want to kick out to Riley. Far wing, toe drag. Nylander tucks it in and scores. They couldn't deny Nylander the whole way. And the Leafs beat the Blues in overtime. time on a spectacular move.
His brother Lucas at the University of Michigan. The defenseman there. Burmis, a long shot, scores! And Dakota Burmis sneaks it through the traffic. Has his first goal in more than a year. To Tavares. John Tavares in across the line for Cowan, moving in, trying to pull that back. Tavares scores! Easton Cowan sets up Tavares, and the game is tied at 2.
Flipped ahead, and away goes Salam Benoit. Over the line, Nylander holds on, and now downhill, Cowan in the slot. Ekman-Larsson scores! Oliver Ekman-Larsson gives the Leafs life with goal number 3 on the season. Cowan's out there, Nylander, and now he'll be to the bench. Domi comes on as the extra attacker. It'll be Riley across. Nylander steps and scores. Power play goal. It's 4-2. Trying to shake the checking of Werenski. Cowan with a little bit of a pick that allows Tavares a little room. Provorov. Here's Cowan. Scores! Easton Cowan has tied it. For Ekman-Larsson. Crisscrossing his Knies, gets to the bench. Matthews, one last shift. Knies, Matthews to the net. Nylander again. Scores! If there's a will, there's a way. And the Leafs win it here in Columbus.
In comes Dakota Joshua off the healthy scratch, pulls his way in deep for Nicholas Waugh. Waugh plays that back to Ekman-Larsson. Oliver Ekman-Larsson slides it back across. Riley, a shot, scores! Morgan Riley snaps it home. And the Leafs have grabbed a 1-0 lead. Matthew Knies, back to Matthews, shoots. The stop is made point blank by Thompson. Matthews back with it, sidesteps that check from Ovechkin. Beats Knies, shoots, scores! Matthew Knies, short-handed goal on a great setup from Austin Matthews, and the Leafs lead 2-0.
Knies gets back on it. Works the board, sends it across. Here's Ekman-Larsson. Trying to put it in front. Loose puck. Ekman-Larsson scores! Leafs break the ice on the first shot of the game. 1985. Tavares with a backhand stop by Gilov. In for Easton Cowan. Centering it. Back to Cowan. Scores! What a pass from Nylander. Back to Cowan. And the Leafs regain the lead. Took it away from Graves. Back to Riley. Oliver Ekman-Larsson on that 9-game point streak. Riley, and it's scored! Change direction in front. And it looks like Bobby McMahon's got the Leafs up by 2. Trying to swivel his way in front. Gets it now to McMahon. Here's Stetcher trying to get it through. Knocked down. Joshua scores! Dakota Joshua! And the Leafs have a 4-1 lead. Jumps the stick to Riley. Chased back there by Dewar. Wall with a pass. Played in front towards Domi. Takes it away from Jarry. Scores! Nick Waugh from Max Domi. And it's 5-1 Toronto. Myers knocks it away from the front of the net. Up ahead it goes on the tape to Domi. With Matthews over the line. Drops it off. Matthews scores! Austin Matthews beats Tristan Jarry and restores a 4-goal Leaf lead. Under 7 to go now. And a steal here. Robertson scores. And the Leafs have 7.
Shot attempts are 7-1 in favor of Florida so far. Here's speedy Bobby McMahon. He pulls up in the corner, works it back to Troy Stetcher. Score! Toronto strikes first, and it's Stetcher's first of the season.
Maybe your only one.
Here's Bobby McMahon centering. Joshua scores! So the line that created the first Toronto goal has the second, and it is 2-0 Leafs in South Florida. Riley looking for Lorentz off of his stick. Robertson speeds to it. Fourth liner for Toronto. Lorentz is looking for Lawton. Loose in front. Score! seconds of this one in Sunrise, Florida. Net empty, Tavares on the move to put it on ice for Toronto.
These two are each +4 in that win over Florida on Tuesday night. Wow. Simmons with a hard shot, score! McMahon sneaks it through, and the Leafs have once again scored on the first shot to take the lead 53 seconds in.
Wind tunnel.
This arena is being renovated inside and out of. Look, a bad bounce in front to score! A terrible bounce off the glass, and Lund's got goals in back-to-back games. It's 2-0 Toronto.
Thank you very much, Mark Masters.
Hit the skate of Riley, and Nyes pokes it free. In behind Goss's pair. Nyes works in, backhand shot, scores! What a goal by Matthew Nyes! A pure display of power, and the Leafs are back up by 2. Kept the line by Martinook. Going to spin it back in front. Nyes took that away. Up ahead to Matthews, to Domi. 3-on-1 Toronto. Domi works it back across. Matthews scores! Austin Matthews on the feed from Domi. That's 4-1 Toronto.
Puck is pawed down legally. Now finds Nick Wawa up for McMahon. McMahon watched by Gostisbehere. McMahon scores. Shielding Shane Gostisbehere in his second of the game.
In behind the net is Oliver Kapanen. That's knocked down by Waugh. He's got Lawton breaking. Here's a step. Scott Lawton scores! Short-handed. Game tie.
Defended with gap control by Benoit. The jailbreak. Tavares. Drop pass. Allen. Out in front. It ricochets to Riley. He's in. And he scores! Morgan Riley finishes off a beautiful play. 3:34 left in period 1. Toronto off and running. Played along the boards. 6 seconds left. They grind for it. Kucherov and pinballs free. Goes all the way down. It hits the bullseye. It 2-0.
Nylander pivots back in the corner on Dickinson. Loose behind the goal. Nylander feeds it back from McCabe with a hard shot. Score! Dakota Joshua on the tip, and the Leafs have a 1-0 lead. Nylander back to Riley. In for Nylander. Nylander holds. Centers it. Matthews shoots. Scores! Austin Matthews from Nylander, and the Leafs have taken a 2-0 lead. And the power play finally clicks.
Bouncing puck, and it's knocked away. Here's Cowan. He's got Lawton loose. Lawton on the backhand, rolling through. Scores! Easton Cowan on the rebound. And the Oilers, the Leafs have tied it. Looking for Domi in the slot. Hooks it back into the corner. Loose puck. Matthews on it. In front. And a stop there. Another chance. Scores. Oliver Ekman-Larsson. 2-1 Toronto.
And Stuart Skinner had us. That's how tight they were. And now you got to forge a new one with your new partner.
McCabe across, and a nice set play goal for Steven Lorentz. With the shrug, knowing that that's just a little window dressing for the Leafs.
Off the draw, Matthews. Back for Ekman-Larsson with a shot. Scores! Oliver Ekman-Larsson, the point shot. And the Leafs are back within 1. Eyes are tied up by Nylander. Now it's picked free by Matthews. A big chance. Scores! Austin Matthews! Power play goal! The game is tied at 2. And the captain comes up big when needed.
Ties this game at 2 with 3 minutes left. And they score seconds later. Joshua makes it 3-2. 8 seconds after they tied it up.
Out of the reach of Phil Myers, who comes back into the Leaf lineup. And away goes Nick Robertson, who had a strong game in Washington, firing across. McMahon in front, scores! A beauty rush goal for Nick Waugh. And the Leafs strike a minute 32 in. Nylander off the bench. Michelli, that off a stick high. Comes down for Stetcher. Up top, Michelli to the net, scores! Change direction in front. And the Leafs have regained the lead. Returns it to Cowan. Cowan down low. Far corner, Robertson. McMahon scores! What a shot by McMahon. And it's 4-3.
Just turning with it, Duchesne, a shot right on. Rebound to Lawton, he's out. Maybe 2-on-1. Nick Waugh digging down the ice. Lawton on the way, scores! Scott Lawton, as the penalty expired. Not a short-handed goal, but the Leafs are within one. Wayne Gretzky's goal record would go, and the Mario wouldn't be the all-time leading Pittsburgh scorer. Here's Nylander. He's got a break. Looking to book the slip, and scores. It's over, and Nylander's back on the board. Played by McGroarty out to center. Myers in for Nylander and Michelli. Michelli, and that went in. A deflection. And is it Nylander with his second?
I think you look at the reaction of Nylander. He's saying it hit the Pittsburgh defenseman, but
tracked there all the way, taken away. Home three, Steven Lorentz. And Lorentz in, and Skinner scores! Lorentz away to the... Oh, man. 15 seconds left in the Michelli penalty, and then just about a dozen seconds of power play time for the Leafs again. Domi, what a goal! Max Domi, coast to coast. 65 with the shot, doesn't get through. Domi turns, off the boards, Bobby McMahon, open net, and it's 5-3. Matthew Nyes, the center, Nyes ahead, Tavares, and Nylander's going to put it in. 4-point night. Matthias Michelli's on the top unit, gets to the line, but not over. Puck popped in the air, Zub unable to find it. Centering play in front, scores! Power play goal for Red Hot, William Nylander. Second unit on here in the late stages, a broken stick here for Ottawa. Let's see if Max Domi can take advantage. Domi sizes things up, nice, scores! Power play goal, number 2 for the Leafs. And Matthew Nyes has bumped the slope. That hit Matthews. Domi takes it away from Greg. Centers in front, and rolled into the blue paint, scores! Bobby McMahon finishes it off, and the Leafs regain the lead. Now it's McMahon. Back to Tanev across, Jake McCabe. He'll leave it for Domi. His shot up high, rebound, scores! Austin Matthews! And the Leafs up by 2 again. Taken to the board, Sanderson around for Jensen. Skipped in at the line, that's sent to the front of the net, and they score again! Nick Robertson! Another Leaf bumps a slump. Michelli the other way with Knives. And Riley steps up. Here's Morgan Riley working his way in. Riley centers, Knives, in, scores! Now Tanev with an unplayed. Matthews couldn't handle it. And that shot goes wide. It's John Tavares for the empty net. Scores! And the bumper is Nyes. Here's Matthias Michelli dropping it off, and that just went wide as Tavares missed. And another one in! Matthew Nyes, power play goal from the slot, and the Leafs strike first. Tavares will chase Sherratt back, and so 4 Leafs have changed. Tavares with a steal, in front, Roberts scores! Nick Robertson with a blast, and John Tavares with the setup to give the Leafs the lead. Robertson gains the zone. In for Waugh. He's checked by Siegenthaler. Held in by Robertson. Bobby McMahon scores! Put it in front, bouncing puck. Waugh whack at it, and then knocked wide. Close call for McMahon. Robertson again, in front, scores! Track stats guy Jason Murdoch says second for Nico Hischier. Oh, score! Change-up goal! Work to McCabe, who's up to 8 block shots. Tavares to Nyes. Jack Hughes, the only guy back. And Nyes is going to stick that puck. It's 4-0 Toronto. Clutch defensive play there. Velarde in a good spot. Matthews to the attack. Domi on the left side. Back in front. Scores! Past him and out to center ice. Picked off by Lawton. 3 Leafs are in. Lawton to the 4th Leaf. Heck of Larson scores! They've got 10 seconds to reset. Back in comes Maccelli. Morgan Riley. Time running out the period. One more chance. Matthews scores! 2 seconds left. Power play goal. And the Leafs are within 1.
The halfway point is on Saturday in the island. You got to find a way to get points out of this game.
Here's maybe a chance for Maccelli. Scores! Oh, they found a way to tie the game. Sandberg stealing it from Matthews, who gets it back to McMahon. And Stetcher scores! McCabe up ahead for McMahon. That goes off a jet and slides down to the side of the Winnipeg gate. In front, scores! Austin Matthews has the hat trick. And the Leafs have the lead. It's not getting that with the Islanders. That one claimed for the next, what, maybe 20 years. Here comes Matthews, working in. Matthews scores! And Matt Sundin has company as Austin Matthews will now share the all-time goal-scoring lead with the Maple Leafs. Shot 17-10 here. Puck at the line. It does stay in. Some good work by Domi. Now a chance. McMahon, Matthews, and there is 4:21. And the Maple Leafs have a new all-time goal-scoring leader, and they'll empty the bench to congratulate the captain. Here's Nick Waugh back for the Leafs. Benoit sends that high over the net. Lee after it with Cowan on his tail. Stolen by one front. Robertson scores! Nick Robertson gets it right back. Here goes Nick Waugh, who set the physical tone here a few minutes ago. Over the line, back across. Robertson in front, scores! Easton Cowan with 24 seconds left here in the first. Maccelli will fire it in, looking for that big in front. And loose there, and Ekblad couldn't find it. It'll be played to Stetcher. Scores! Tipped in front. And the Leafs have a 2-0 lead.
Stetcher jumped right in on it as Nyes didn't see it. Oh boy, took a hard hit there in the corner too.
Did from Mikkola coming out in front. Nyes powers his way back in front. What a goal! Austin Matthews from Matthew Nyes. Puck loose for Nick Waugh. He'll send it ahead. Bobby McMahon, empty net, and John Lyson.
Maturian drops it back. Sander and a shot ripped that wide. Lawton quickly on it. Final seconds of the power play. Lawton works in with Lorenz. Lawton shoots, scores! Scott Lawton back in Philadelphia. Fires it home and ties the game with 5:56 to go. What a night he's having.
He holds the pass, Michkov shot, save, Hildeby, rebound through, Couturier can't put it home! Craziness! It's a 2-on-1 the other way. It's Tavares and Cowan. Tavares with the puck. Tavares holds, waits, back for Cowan, the shot, he scores! Easton Cowan gets the game winner. In an absolutely frenetic overtime, the Leafs get the extra point.
You get William Nylander back into the mix, coming back into the lineup.
And Nylander's got the puck. There's Matthews driving the lane. Nylander scores! Matias Maccelli on a sweet feed from 88. Starting a 4-game road trip. It's the third of 6 games for Vancouver. Here's a break. Domi in, scores! Here's a turnover, and Lorentz going the other way with Nylander. He hit him. Nylander in and scores! He's 4th in the league in home points with 33. Only Connor McDavid, Nathan McKinnon, and Macklin Celebrini with more. John Tavares scores! And Tavares has been pretty good at home, too. Yeah, that does come across. Here's Morgan Riley. And a shot by Ekman Larsson in front. Robertson scores. Power play goal. To help bump the power play percentage and the lead to 5-0.
And yet another huge save for Joseph Woll.
Chalk another up for Woll. Been outstanding in his first period. Easton Cowan in front. Scores! Off Brent Burns, and Easton Cowan has the icebreaker tonight.
Within the group, it might be another great opportunity to keep a good thing rolling on.
A win tonight would put them in the wild card spot. Here's Bobby McMahon. Home free, scores! Bobby McMahon has tied it for the Avalanche, who have outscored their opponents 3-1, 4-on-4. The Leafs 2-1. Here comes Matthews. Scores! Austin Matthews! Go-ahead goal! And a beauty. 3-2 Toronto, who thought he had the game winner. Gives it up to Nylander. And now Matthews ahead. Ekman Larsson. Nylander with him. William Nylander scores! William Nylander, and the Leafs have won it in overtime.
The Utah expansion team purchased the assets, contracts, and staff of most of the Arizona employees. With a chance in front for Yarncroke, scores! Kelly Yarncroke flips it by Vamilka, and the shutout is broken. Leafs are on the board, down 4-1. Here's Nylander. He watched there by Keegan Kolazar. Nylander drops it back. Great pass. Riley scores! Morgan Riley snaps it home on a great feed and gives the Leafs a 1-0 lead. Korzak up the center ice. That's picked up by Nylander. Threads it ahead for Maccelli. And Maccelli winds in, centers it. Nylander, backhand shot, scores! William Nylander strikes again, and the Leafs lead 2-0. 5 minutes and 3 seconds in. Shields off Eichel. And again, Domi holds the puck. Lines it back to Stitcher with a long shot. They hit Theodore in front. Now McCabe's hitting it, scored! Tipped in front by Austin Matthews, and the Leafs are back up by 2. Works that back for Riley. Matthews from a sharp angle, centers for Nyes, back across, Maccelli scores!
Did Tavares tip that by accident? I think he might have. What a move, what a pass.
Knocks that back into the Leafs zone, but it's swatted back out. Lorentz finds Nyes, in comes Nyes, back across, Lawton scores! Nyes to Lawton, and the Leafs are back up by 2. A huge goal here for the Leafs in the third period.
And a 2-0 Jet lead. Velarde draws the assist on the second Jet goal. Leafs trying to answer back. Chance, Matthews scores! And they do! Return fire! Now the Leafs are out. Nice feed here to Robertson. Stanley tracking him. Robertson back across. Scores! Oliver Ekman-Larsson. And the Leafs are shot away again.
What a pass by Nick Robertson. You talk about puck play.
They've been outshot in 10 straight games. They have not outshot a team by more than 5 since late October. Shot, scores! Ekman-Larsson took it. Austin Matthews tipped it. And will it be McMahon? Now Morrissey back to Scheifele, turned over, and it's a break. Matthews with room, and Domi across. Domi scores! Game winner, Max Domi. And the Leafs go and mob both the goal scorer and Dennis Hildeby.
Nice. Goes there again, that time sent across by Nick Robertson. Austin Matthews, goal line. Matthew now into the slot. Tavares, he scores! That's hockey, baby! What a setup! A much-needed power play goal. 1:36 left in the first period. Toronto on the board. Out to center ice. 5 goals on the board for Minnesota. Cowan with a shot kicked out twice by Gustafsson, and they score! Pinballs home on the third opportunity. As the Leafs never quit on the play, Nick Robertson will get the goal. Toronto's second. He indirects it back. Sturm's pass deflects. Domi, a lead pass. Matthews, he's in! He scores! Austin Matthews has 11 goals in his last 12 games, and don't look now. Toronto's down by 2.
It'll be kept in by Lawton, and Lorentz unable to redirect that. Tipped into the corner for Lorentz in front. Lawton scores! Tic-tac-toe! And the Leafs strike first. I'd suggest they got rougher treatment than Mitch Marner got in the first period. Here's Nyes off the post. Lift up, scores! John Tavares! And the Leafs on the board. 13 seconds in. Theodore tied up. And Nyes is away. Lawton breaking. Scott Lawton's in. Lawton backhand scores! Stetcher. Riley. Up high is Domi. Sending toward it. Scores! Tipped in front.
Ekman-Larsson back across to McMahon. If you're going to be out tonight or tomorrow, please be careful. You don't have to, don't go. Chance in front. Cowan turned away by Blackwood. Looks back. Another chance for McMahon. Rebound, score! And just as you said it, Blackwood losing the shutout with 1:02 to go. Puts it ahead for Tavares. In comes Matias Maccelli. Drops it back to McCabe walking in. McCabe shoots off the skate. Maccelli sends it back in front. Score! Matthew Nyes flips home the puck on the rebound. The Leafs have grabbed the lead. On the roster at the same time. It started last Friday. Back at the point, McCabe. Now center. Domi shoots. Look at it. Save it. Score! Matthews again. 11 games against Buffalo. Knocked down by Zucker. Now gathered back up. Carlo finds Domi. Snaps that pass right wide for Matthews. Works in. The puck roll off his stick. McMahon with a chance. Scores! Bobby McMahon posted in. The game is tied at 3. Carlo finds McMahon for Domi. Up ahead comes Matthews on the pass from McMahon. Matthews centers it. Domi and scores! Matthews to Domi. Leafs back within 2 with 5 to go.
Delay of game penalty, puck over glass against the Leafs that was not called. Here's McCabe stepping up, one-handing that away from Everman. Scores! What a blast by Nick Robertson. We've seen that before, and the game is tied. There's a block, it was high in the air, gloved away, but Riley up with it. Morgan Riley at the line, scores! Where's weren't sure right away if that was in. Nice played the rebound, but intercepted by McMahon, and away goes Ekman-Larsson. Got Robertson with him. With Robertson over the line, trying to twist away from Joseph. In the slot, scores! Nick Waugh from Nick Robertson, and the game is tied.
In that game.
And against Vancouver, he was 20-43 in that game. Here's Domi, and scores! Overpowers Tolopilo. And the game tied once again. So here's William Nylander. Missed on his first try this year. And it takes speed in against Tolopilo. Scores! That's the Nylander trademark move.
On Saturday as well. Huberdeau. There's a back across, picked up by Tavares. He's playing Nylander. In comes William Nylander with a big shot. Scores! 35 seconds in, the Leafs have the lead. Myers steps up, back down to Tavares. Kuznetsov steps into him. Now Nylander joins, but chance scores! Nylander, Machelli do the work. Winds to the offensive zone, finds Matthews. Ekman-Larsson, Nylander, Matthews plays and shoots. Rebound loose in front, picked up by Nylander. Spins it back in front, rebound, score! Troy Stecher! Another great feed from Nylander. 3-0 Toronto. Kadri falls. Lawton trying to work it free and does. And a race for it now. McMahon getting to it. Bobby McMahon winds in with Matthews. Shoots, scores! Bobby McMahon, the Alberta native.
It's a 2-on-1. Nylander, stop, Machelli, off the bar, off the pipe. And it stays out. Neither team's been able to buy one. And then they score on the tip. And the Leafs strike first of the season for an Oiler blue liner. The 11-11 time of the goal. The break back. Matthew Knies. 7 seconds later, the Leafs restore the lead. Off the outside of the goalpost. Matthews up with it. Here's Matthews in front. Knies can't get a stick on it. Back to Nylander. And across goes John Tavares. Backdoor. His 20th of the year. On the back half of this power play for Toronto, it's Domi. Looking across, scores! What a finish for Matias Machelli. Doubles down. And the Leafs have a 2-goal lead. 6 men on for Edmonton. Bouchard on it. McDavid wants it. Tried to get it to Draisaitl. Bobby McMahon. Empty net. Bullseye. He's got Gensel off the post. Gensel missed the open net. And the Leafs get a reprieve. Back in comes Knies. Over it goes Nylander. And Tavares shooting. Scores. Well, 3-1. When it should have been 4-0. Unbelievable. But in the end, it's a Tavares goal answered very quickly by 0.2 of the game. Knies in. Scores! Caught Vasilevsky leading as he anticipated a pass.
Ekman-Larsson. Back across to Nylander to Ekman-Larsson. Down to Matthews, chips it back in front. Tavares, a chance, scores! John Tavares, power play goal, and the Leafs are on the board, down 2.
Towards Matthews, off his stick to McCabe moving in. Tied up there by Lars Eller. Matthews on it. Here's Riley. Scores! Leafs are changing here in the second period as Lawton fires it on. Here's a rebound chance. And scores! William Nylander gets it back.
Very intelligent, very great with relationships and understanding what's happening around the league all the time.
And when you have a team identity, as that shot is scored by Dakota Joshua. A stinger right by Vladar with 4:38 left to go in the third angle for Matthews. Shot taken. Vladar said no. It pops out. Nice again. Tavares. Nylander. He scores! Willie Stiles with a power play goal. 2:30 left. And the Leafs have tied it.
And now Benoit works it back to the New Jersey line. Joshua there. Took a look behind him. Got it to Michelli. Scores! Matias Michelli up top. The line that had a good first shift has the first goal of the night.
Dial in your instincts as a great junior player to try to create that here in the NHL.
He takes that shot, scores! Easton Cowan the shot. Did Nylander get the tip? And it's 2-1 Toronto.
Yeah, it looks like Nylander got it, but how about that for timing?
Sent it across, just out of the reach of Connor Brown. John Tavares away. Got Nyes on the right side. It's a 2-on-1. Tavares off the block, scores! Matthew Nyes! And the Leafs have the lead with 6:10 to go.
Jake McCabe got us back up for Toronto and fires it in. As Nylander picks it back up, centers it, and Michelli scores. Nylander to Michelli, 13 seconds in, and the Leafs have a 1-0 lead.
Giving up lots of shots and lots of grade A chances. It's not a recipe.
Last year, the Leafs goaltending papered over a lot of those cracks. As Cowan shoots and scores! Easton Cowan from distance puts it by Shesterkin, and the Leafs are back on top, 2-1.
But Nylander stays with them. Cycles it off Nylander, and here's Nylander with a break. And Michelli scores! Battle along the boards. Robertson trying to dig it out. Comes to hit, but lost it. Robertson scores! Kept hustling and gets rewarded. I've been busier in this second period. You always listen to your parents, didn't you, Sean? Here's Nylander in front, back, Nylander scores! And the Leafs do break through. And it's a 2-1 Montreal lead.
He's running routes he's never seen before.
Trouba, back for Lacombe. Trying to dance from Michelli, knocked it free. In comes Matias Michelli with Robertson trailing. Michelli shoots, scores! Matias Michelli opens the scoring. His hot run continues. 7 goals in his last 11 games. Back down to Matthews. Snaps that pass across to Nylander. Nice. Works it back for Matthews. Scores! Austin Matthews has the power play goal. And the Leafs are back within 1. And the goalless drought is over at 12. Ekman Larsson to Nylander. Now, Nyes back across for Michelli. Loose puck in front, they score! Tavares finishes it off as Michelli fed it in front. And the Leafs score 39 seconds in this 5-minute power play. Brought back in by Nylander. Michelli, rink wide for Nyes. Looks back in front, Nylander scores! Nylander with the tap in, another power play goal. The Leafs are back on top. Knocked down there by McCabe.
Leafs are making it a not very nice homecoming. What a pass!
Drew takes that pass, walks in and shoots, scores! Oh, Drew, short-handed goal! His first NHL goal in nearly 5 years.
The coaching staff, the players, have the 2 points.
Carrying attempt from Carlo was knocked down. Here's Nyes with it. Has a look and shoots, scores! And Matthew Nyes is having himself a night.
I mean, he could have passed it back to Carlo.
He has goals in each of the 2 games he has played against Buffalo this year. Loose puck in front of the net. Jen can't clear. Joshua scores! And he's got 3 in 3 against the Sabres. Here's Krebs. Just inside the line, he's stopped up Nyes. Looks Rick wide. Nylander loose again. Working in. Scores. Tap in for Max Domi in game 800. That's on the uptick of late with 7 goals in his last 12. Tavares gets it to Maccelli. Across Morgan Riley. Scores. Well, he'll set up the first goal tonight. Maccelli to Riley to the back of the net. Leafs lead 1-0. We've got Petrie back in his own zone. Robertson up with the puck. Back to the line it goes, Stetcher. He shots. Troy Stetcher all the way through from the point. And the Leafs have a 2-0 lead. Did that get tipped in front?
I think it's going to be Gruel's second.
William Nylander on his back forehand, and he got in too deep. That would have been spectacular. Kept in at the line. Here is Grue. Scores! He's got another! And the Leafs have a 3-goal lead. Back to the line for Hughes shooting. Blocked by Nyes. Plays it out. Nyes after it. Open net. Scores! Matthew Nyes, the former Golden Gopher, will ice this one for the Maple Leafs.
Ajo has that knocked down. Lorentz spins and shoots, scores! A quick turnover. And Steven Lorentz takes advantage to get the Leafs on the board.
Leafs come away with the puck. Now Maccelli through center. Grue on his left. Gets the pass to Grue. Sliding it through. Rebound. Scores! Dakota. Joshua. And another point for Bo Grue. Tavares, Lorentz, and Yardcroak here. Jake McCabe. Here's Tavares. Was off for the 4 minutes. Sweeps it in and scores! John Tavares gets it back. Nylander across. Here's a shot by Domi. And Bussey stops that. Maccelli recovers. Nylander off the boards to the net. Scores! Beauty! Game tie. 7-47 with the Kings, but 4-8 now with back-to-back games. Now he's got stuck for 2 minutes and 16 seconds. Here's Tavares in, scores! Return fire from the Leafs. Cowan to Tavares. And John Tavares has his 25th of the season. Pocket pick there by Nylander, took it away from Cousins. John Tavares gonna walk in. Sends it back across. Nylander, Benoit, blocked out, rebound, scores! Easton Cowan. It's a 1-goal game.
Rackle trying to flip that back. Nyes got a stick on it. Got it. Lorentz got it. Hurry back. Nyes kicks it free. In comes Nyes. Short-handed scores. What a play by Matthew Nyes. The short-handed goal ties the game at 1. All right, so Ekman Larson. And the Bruins have 2 defensemen in the penalty box. Here's Domi with it. Walks right in. Backhand shot, scores. Max Domi, power play goal. And Toronto's taking a 2-1 lead inside 2 left in the second period. Finds Tavares in the final seconds of the power play. McAvoy's lost his stick. The puck goes back to McCabe for Nylander. Nylander threads that back in front. The pass misfired. Rebound, score! William Nylander on a crazy bounce fires it by Swayman, and the Leafs, just as the power play expired, Putinino plays it down to Minton. Fraser Minton back for Sakic, misses. And now a race for it. Tavares gets back, has a look back. He's got company. Tavares looks back, centers, and Nylander hits the goal post. It goes in. I think that's Nylander's goal. It's either him or Nyes.
Dumps it inside the line. Knocked loose there by Grue. Grue after it, comes loose, Maccelli in front, and he can't tuck it in. Loose puck, McCabe scores! Jake McCabe has the icebreaker tonight. Ty Cartier to the line. Here's Will Borgen flipping it through. Blocked in front by McCabe. And out comes Domi. Max Domi, who scored in Boston. Got it to Robertson. Scores! Short side on Shesterkin. 2-0 Leafs. In front, Perreault spun there, and he has 12 points in his last 12 games. Out come the Leafs. It's Michelli over the line. Joshua scores!
That's a fantastic time in sports.
Here's Tavares taking a puck away. He's got Cowan with him. John Tavares, Nylander trailing. Tavares scores! John Tavares! And it's 4-2 Leafs.
It's a good motivator. Tim McCabe on the board with the pair today. And
there's the shot, scores!
There you go.
Oh, the McCabe's on a scoring spree.
How about the timing of that, Chris Cuthbert?
Yeah, it's the Leafs on the board.
Oh, man.
Back to back. Nyes on the move. Nylander in the slot. Tavares kicks it back. Nylander one time. Right on rebound. Scores. John Tavares. And the Leafs are on the board. Nylander. Cowan trying to establish position in front. Nyes will fire, scores! Matthew Nyes, they get one, they're within one on a power play goal.
Wow, what a shot that was.
Picked up by Seneca, couldn't get it through, and it's a break. It's William Nylander to tie it, he does. 3-3 on Nylander's third point of the game. Here's Cowan out of the box, and it's a 3-on-2. Tavares, Nylander, and Riley the trailer scores! Morgan Riley Leafs with 3 in the third, and with 3 minutes left, they've got the lead. One last attack, 10 seconds remaining. It's Easton Cowan across, Riley in front, scores! John Tavares, back door! And we won't go to a shootout. Leafs win it 5-4.
Walks in, feeds it across. It's stop! Another great shot there by Goodrow, turned away by Stolarz. Cowan back across. Tavares, the chance, scores! John Tavares' power play goal gets the Leafs on the board moments after San Jose had a great chance shorthanded.
Byfield on the ice. Former Leaf Joel Edmondson checked it center by Domi. Nyes is with him, takes the drop. Here's Matthew Nyes, scores! And the Leafs have struck first on a goal by Matthew Nyes.
The offensive depth of maybe some of the top ones in the West.
Here's a steal. Steven Lorentz is in, scores! Short-handed goal, and the Leafs have a 2-0 lead.
What a play. Just a great sticking with it, being there almost wire to wire this season.
Nyes in low, Nylander with a look, and Gimper, loose puck put away, and John Tavares has another. Got a little time. Nylander has lots of time. Back to Nyes. In low in front, scores. It's Easton Cowan, and the Leafs do get the late second period lead. Philip Myers ahead. That rolls right to Kemper. Plays it off for Dumoulin. That backhand knockdown chance, scores. Nick Robertson has his first in his hometown. And the Leafs get one back. Back into the conversation. Leafs will have the Capitals on Wednesday. There's Nyes, scores. What a bullet from Matthew Nyes. And the game is tied.
As Lorentz winds in, backhands that in front, it's knocked down. And then played back in the corner by Mayfield. Here's Lorentz, shoots, and Sorokin can't stop that as Lorentz fires it home. And the Leafs are on the board, down 2-1. A lightning strike from Steven Lorentz. 45 seconds to go in the Leaf power play. Tavares walks out, leaves that back for Cowan. Shoots, scores! Easton Cowan power play goal! And the game is tied at 2.
But there's reason why people get fired beyond just
there was the stuff with Jake Ottinger. There was,
yes.
Yeah. Riley sends that, and Sorokin reaching back, it's in.
Matt Barzal tapped it in his own net. He doesn't like the drop, but
6 of their last 13. Easton Cowan Downhill, fires right on. A rebound, Tarasov. Knocked that away. Nylander picks it up and scores. Another power play goal. And the Leafs are on the board. Tavares feeds back. Here's Benoit across. Nylander back to Benoit. Not much on that. And Nylander steals, scores! He has a double take, and the Leafs within one.
John Tavares moves it deeper in the zone off the stick of Nylander, supported by Matthew Knies. Stars get after it. Myers, little handoff, look out. And Tavares on the doorstep in the right place at the right time. He will lead the way tonight. Cradled at the point. That's a tough one for Myers. Quillen's out. Jacob Quillen. Steve Lorentz. Right in. He'll circle the track. DeSmith can't get it. Quillen does. Jacob Quillen with his first goal in the National Hockey League. William Nylander leaving it for Cowan. Centers. Ricochets up top. A one-timer deflected away and scored. Nylander. Checked by Knies. Knies will pick it up. Lay it along a jailbreak. Nylander right in. A pass of beauty. Domi scores! Oh, that was center cut. William Nylander put it right on the money to Max Domi. Harley will knock it down. Picked up now by Matthew Knies. Up top, Stetcher with a shot wide. The rebound. They score! Nick Robertson. Robertson scoring the same game, and Nick has given Toronto a 2-goal lead.
Morgan Rielly off the boards. And up ahead, maybe a 2-on-1. Here's Quillen with Nylander. Quillen's in. Who's in front? Scores! William Nylander's got his 30th. And the Leafs within one.